Hi friends, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my December TBR because we are nearing the end of the month. I mean, it's the last day of the month, so obviously. But basically, this is going to be a really exciting month for a couple of reasons. The main one though is Maisie she can't stop running into things, so sorry about that in the background. But the main reason for this being a really exciting month is 2 volumes in the same series that I'm really excited for that are going to be a buddy read, and I'll get to that. But I'm going to start with my patron pick for the month of December, and so that is going to be Misery by Stephen King, which was chosen by Victor, and I've been informed that this is somewhat in season because it's very snowy in the book. So obviously this isn't necessarily what you think of when you think of Christmas time, but this is one of the few Stephen Kings that I own because I was excited to read it already, like thinking that it was interesting and one of the ones I was most interested in. So I will finally be getting to this and hopefully I will enjoy it. I know the premise in terms of the fact that like a writer is kidnapped by a fan, and that's pretty much all I know. So very intrigued to see what's gonna happen. Now, the next one is a seasonal pick for me, and so that is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox, and this is a Canadian author, and I think that this is gonna be like a Christmas Hallmark movie but in book form, which is exactly what I'm hoping for from it. This is about 2 sisters who are both like bakers, but I believe one of them is a professional baker, where one of them, I guess technically they're both professional bakers, but I think that one of them is sort of like a celebrity chef and the other one like runs a bakery, but they are twins and they like used to switch places when they were a kid, and something happens that causes them to need to like switch places in their lives, but of course they're obviously both going to meet love interests and everything is going to get confusing and messy, and I think it's going to be really cute and fun, so hopefully this brings a smile to my face. Now let's get to what I'm most excited for this month, because basically this is a series that I'm buddy reading with Ben from Overly Average Ben, and then also Ben from our Discord, and we've been reading most of The Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb together so far, but we are 1 book into the Tawny Man trilogy, and next up is The Golden Fool. And so what we're actually going to try and do this month is fit The Golden Fool and Fool's Fate in, and I don't have Fool's Fate off the shelf because it's currently structurally supporting the L of Noel, but there it is, and here is Golden Fool. This is ready for me to start on the 1st of the month, and I'm really excited. The reason that we're doing both of these books in the same month is because in January, me and Ben and our Discord will be joining along with the A Song of Ice and Fire read-along that's going to be happening, and so that is going to be a reread for me. But they are big books, and in order to like not have too much on our plate in January, especially for Ben because he has assignments and stuff in January, we are going to get this out of the way now and then get ready to start that read along next month in the new year. But yeah, just based on how good Fool's Errand was and how much I'm enjoying this, I'm really excited to continue this series, and I'm pretty sure I just had a casualty from my Christmas tree. Now, the next book that I have on here is honestly just sort of a random choice. Like, I guess this is what a TBR should be when it's not full of obligations. It's literally just a book that I picked based on feelings, but one that I'm really interested in. And that is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, and I've just heard really good things about this author and about this from, I believe it's Leslie and Evie that have talked about this in the past, and this is something that I just picked up at a used bookshop, and I didn't really know when I was going to get to it because classics aren't necessarily something that I prioritize in my reading, but this is one that I think is going to be really interesting and I'm really looking forward to, just based on the good things that I've heard about it, and it's pretty short, honestly, and so I decided that this would go on the December TBR. And then the second to last book here is one that also has like October vibes rather than Christmas is My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones, and ironically also makes me think of Evie because I still need to read a Stephen Graham Jones book. This would be my first one, and I really like have wanted to read this for a long time. I bought it a while ago, and this is just me looking at my shelves and thinking like, hey, what's calling to me? What do I want to pick up? And My Heart is a Chainsaw is definitely like a small town like slasher vibes book, but I don't think that it's like, I think it's not parody, but it's almost like self-aware based on what I've heard about it. So not necessarily horror, but more of a blend of genres than that. And I think it's going to be really cool based on how many good things I've heard about Stephen Graham Jones. And then finally, the biggest book on this list, although it might not actually be longer than the Robin Hobb books, although it looks bigger, that might just be an Orbit paperback thing, but this is a maybe for this month, and that is The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. This is the second book in the Rook and Rose. I read The Mask of Mirrors earlier this year and I loved it, and this keeps getting put on like the Patreon wheel spin, mostly by Kate, and honestly I keep wanting it to win because that would just give me like the motivation to read it, or like it would get a for sure spot on my TBR so I would know that I was getting to it. And so this is a maybe just because I feel like my month is pretty full with the 2 Tawny Man books, but I really want to get to this even though it didn't win for the Patreon wheel spin. I'm just really excited about it. And so if not, then maybe in January, but this is definitely like one I'm excited about, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that is it for my December TBR, and that is 7 books, which is usually a manageable number for me, but some of them are pretty big books, so we'll see how it goes. It may end up being I get to everything except for The Liar's Knot, and if that happens, then it will get pushed into the new year, but I'm gonna do my best to get to all of these, and it's obviously gonna be a pretty busy month, but it should be a really good month. So that is it for this one. Let me know what you think of the list, and let me know what you're reading in December if you want. And with that said, I hope that you liked this video. Please like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I post new videos on most Mondays and Thursdays. And as always, I will have my socials, Discord, and Patreon linked in the description below. And that is gonna be it. I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!